Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Daily. Here with Jason Skeeney, I'm Nick Fershaw. Jay, it's Tuesday, January 4th. It's the off-season. We must be talking about David Beckham. There's a new chorus of boos from the media about David Beckham's potential loan to Tottenham.
Yeah, this loan is really putting David Beckham in a bad light, it seems. No matter who you read, Paul Gardner, Alexi Lalas, Ivis Galarcep, Steve Davis, they all have articles up right now about how this move is not good for MLS. It's not good for the LA Galaxy. It's interesting to see that, this backlash coming in the past. It's been, people have argued, it's a good thing to see he can play in MLS and still go and compete, in Champions League and stuff like that. But really, at this point in his career, what they're all saying is, he's putting himself at risk. He's putting the team at risk, the Galaxy, and he needs to spend time with the Galaxy, and he owes them essentially all of his concentration to putting forth a championship-winning team this year.
Yeah, and still no word from the Galaxy on whether or not this loan will go through. Beckham's people, the people in his camp, saying that it will, and that Beckham eager to join Tottenham. On to another player who does look like he's going to head to England. It's Omar Cummings, the Colorado Rapids striker, 14 goals this season. He might be on his way to Aston Villa.
Yeah, he's going to Aston Villa on a loan right now. There's a report actually from Goal.com in England that there's a $3 million buyout on this loan deal, so that if they do want to keep him after he gets over there, if he's successful, that the Colorado Rapids have put a $3 million price tag on it. It's good to see. I mean, it's a guy who's in the prime of his career. Obviously, he helped them to a championship last year. He's 28 years old. So we've seen plenty of guys, from the Caribbean, even, from MLS who've succeeded and gone over to England and succeeded. So this is something where I think, if you're Colorado, you want there to be a good price tag on it. You want to get something back for him.
Well, certainly some interesting news there for Rapids fans. Keep in mind that head coach Gary Smith just a couple weeks ago said that if Omar Cummings goes on loan, he's going to be back for the season opener in March against the Portland Timbers. Some other news for the Philadelphia Union. Slovakian international Marek Mental potentially joining Philadelphia.
Yeah, this is a guy who can score goals. Any forward who has the nickname Sniper, I think, is a good forward you want to bring in. Obviously, Philadelphia losing Alejandro Moreno in the offseason needs to bolster their attack a little bit to help out Danny Mwanga and Sebastian Letou. Of course, they have Jack McInerney, but he will probably be busy with the U20s this year as well. So bringing in a solid forward from Nuremberg in Germany could be a good thing for them.
Yeah, certainly Mental, a veteran in Germany, and for that Philadelphia Union team, a young team. We saw that last year, looking for some veteran leadership in 2011. On to one last story. It's Commissioner Don Garber on his way to South Florida as part of a busy next few weeks down there, and he's talking to a fan group that really wants a team.
Yeah, the Miami Ultras are a big support group for Miami's USL side, but they're looking to get an MLS team. They want to push for an MLS team, and they have their chance kind of to get in front of the Commissioner Don Garber and state their case for it. Obviously, we know that Montreal is coming in as the 19th team. There's been a lot of talk about New York getting a second team for number 20. Miami is always making noise about they want a team. The Commissioner has said in the past that MLS needs to be in the Southeast, so this is going to be an interesting meeting to see what comes out of it between him and the fan group down there.
Well, always interesting to see how the fans in different markets sort of clamoring for an MLS team react. But those fans, Jason, down in Miami, they're going to have a chance to see some great players next week at the Combine.
Yeah, and they can show their support, how they can support an MLS team by coming out to the Combine. It's in Fort Lauderdale. Games start on Saturday at 12 Eastern time. We're going to stream them live on MLSsoccer.com, so you can check that out.
Well, one more piece of news that you want to check out on MLSsoccer.com. Chivas USA set to name Robin Fraser their new head coach today. 3 years at RSL. He takes over for Martin Vasquez.
Yeah, we actually spoke on Extra Time Radio yesterday to Alan Hopkins, who's kind of been covering this Chivas story a little bit. He knows a lot about the inner workings of the team. We also had Dwayne Rollins from Toronto, our beat reporter for MLSsoccer.com in Toronto, to talk about the stories up there.
Yeah, and you can catch that on iTunes and Buzzsprout. And for all the latest headlines and breaking news, check out MLSsoccer.com.